Because your protests ain't even real. Because you're not citizens. You don't have no right to jobs, to free resources, coming over here fighting our government when you won't even fight your own.
That's right. That's right.
Coming over here burning our flags when you won't go pledge allegiance to your own, on your own soil. So yeah, keep looking down, keep shaking your head, because what's pitiful is that people thought that they should vote you into office. But that's all right, because we've been told y'all we coming for them seats. We coming for them seats. Yancey, you think you gonna keep on jumping up South Shore? Only thing we got to show for it over there with you, Greg Mitchell, and Michelle Harris is a bunch of illegals that y'all done dumped into our apartments over there. You won't stand up to fight for us at all. You're passing a phony CBA bill talking about those people can come back that got displaced in 2016. They gonna come back to where? When you wouldn't even help me take care of what's happening right now. You are such a liar.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Warriors, I have got a fiery exchange and a meeting in Chicago with Chicago Blitz Red advisor, Jessica Jackson. Oh, this is fiery and you are not going to miss it. That's what I'll be talking about today on Chat With Me, Linda B. All right, Warriors, you know what to do. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up. It really helps my videos go out farther into YouTube. Comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. Stick around to the very end. Let's get into it. My goodness. The poor people in Chicago always having to go out and speak out against the wrongs that they feel are being done to them by their own local politicians. Mayor Brandon Johnson, the aldermans like Michael Rodriguez and others. Well, I've got a Chicago Flips Red fiery woman, Jessica Jackson, and I have seen her before in those city council clips, you know, those fiery meetings where she is getting fired up. And I like her little stance where she's like, you know, but she really gives it to him. Let's take a watch.
I have to agree with that young lady right there with the white jacket that said that what she's witnessing right now in America is a shame. I agree with you. As a black person who got generations and generations and generations of people over here, I agree with you. It is a shame to watch pseudo counterfeit, I'm talking a pseudo counterfeit protest go on in the streets of America. See, I'm looking for the real protest. I'm looking for some billy clubs. I'm looking for some water hoses. I'm looking for some German shepherds being people, sick on people. That's what I'm looking for. That's what American protests look like. What you all doing is a clown show. And then you sit here and you laugh, look the other way, and want somebody to have compassion on what you all are doing. Your protest is boring because it don't have no soul to it. It has no meaning to it. For him to sit here and be laughing, for you to half quote the Constitution and what constitutional rights are, it just goes to show how uneducated you all are in American history. It goes to show that the only thing that you know to do is come to America and feed on the resources. You have no idea what you all are talking about. You want us to feel sorry for people being took away from their kids and all that. We already been there, done that. Who felt sorry for our families being separated? Amen. Clearly, y'all don't, because you don't even respect us right now today, but you want our heart to bleed and go pitter patter. But this, for y'all to be on soil that ain't even yours, then you're going to sit up here and try to manipulate this by finding some knucklehead, weak black people who will sit up here and make like they're coming for us. They're coming for us. They're coming for black people next. They're coming for black people next. When first of all, you know that ain't true. But if you believe it, take a look at this, immigrants. Take a look at black people. If Trump or the troops or the National Guard is coming for black people, notice this, we ain't running. We ain't running. We ain't running to Puerto Rico and Mexico and I'm talking about let us in. The troops after us. The troops. No, we standing right here and we facing our government and we doing what we need to do for the United States government right here, right now. Something that y'all can never do. Look at that knucklehead. You telling us that I got to address you, but she can do stuff like that. That's why y'all not getting them seats back. You're not getting them back. All the money that you use for your illegals, you better run back to your home countries with, because you're not getting them seats back. You're really not. So go get a real protest and a real cause, because Michael Rodriguez, you're done. Laugh on that.
Laugh on that. Michael Rodriguez, alderman. All right, let me just see. He is the 22nd Ward alderman, I think, yeah. And they're supposed to be having like a No Kings rally on October 18th. If she just thinks it's just another performance. That is Chicago Flip's Red Advisor, Jessica Jackson. Jessica Jackson is, I just love how she gets going. You know, she be like, get him, Jess. Woo. She was like, and she's been giving that alderman, Michael Rodriguez, a fit. So it looks like they're immigrants themselves, Michael Rodriguez and this other guy, and she is not happy. And she is calling out the BS that's out here in the social media, lamestream media streets about them coming after Black people. If you are a legal citizen in this country, nobody's coming after you. They tried that mess in Chicago with that building. Trinidad Aragua, Venezuelan gangs had overtaken that building that used to be occupied primarily by Black Americans, legal Black Americans, but they had overtaken the building. So, of course, ICE had to go into that building. There were some Black people there. They had to sort through who's who. And once they found out the Black people were actually legal, they sent them back home. So the media is going to try to spin this. Okay, remember, they have a narrative to push. It's the old divide and conquer. The Democrat Party is not going to change. They're going to get worse and worse and worse. That is just their playbook. They are, allegedly sending out these fake protesters out here, allegedly being paid to cause chaos. And Brandon Johnson signed an executive order very recently having ICE-free zones. No ICE agents can come in these zones. They are doubling down, and it doesn't matter how upset people like Jessica Jackson is, and Danielle Carter Walters and Zoe Lee. They're also of Chicago Flips Red. These women are doing hard work, and look at how they are being treated. I'm going to show you another clip with Jessica Jackson. I really like this woman.
But I understand, Alderman Rodriguez, because you want me off this mic. You want me off the mic. Desmond Yancey wants me off this mic. That alderman, the one that was calling people niggas, he want me off the mic.
There he is, right there.
No, don't shake your head, because what's pitiful is you being able to be an alderman after you did such a thing. And then you got the audacity to be talking about some immigrant rights and looking down when somebody's addressing you. That's the reason why you all's plight don't have no power to it. You out there, you, Rodriguez, Vasquez, Jesse Fuentes, and when you get dummies like Desmond Yancey and Brandon Johnson out there pushing you all along, looking like a bunch of rebels without a cause, because your protests ain't even real. Because you're not citizens. You don't have no right to jobs, to free resources, coming over here fighting our government when you won't even fight your own.
That's right.
That's right.
Coming over here burning our flags when you won't go pledge allegiance to your own, on your own soil. So yeah, keep looking down, keep shaking your head, because what's pitiful is that people thought that they should vote you into office. But that's all right, because we've been told y'all we coming for them seats. We coming for them seats. Yancey, you think you gonna keep on jumping up South Shore? Only thing we got to show for it over there with you, Greg Mitchell, and Michelle Harris is a bunch of illegals that y'all done dumped into our apartments over there. You won't stand up to fight for us at all. You're passing a phony CBA bill talking about those people can come back that got displaced in 2016. They gonna come back to where? When you wouldn't even help me take care of what's happening right now. You are such a liar. We coming for them seats.
That's right.
You ain't gonna call nobody no nigga and keep your seat. And y'all can look down because you ain't got enough guts to look at me in my face. You bunch of losers.
Losers.
Look at you. That's why you run from your country. Because you can't even face a person that's talking to you right now. You're a bunch of rebels without a cause. Don't nobody support you except for the paid protesters that y'all sending out there.
That's right.
All right.
Jessica Jackson firing. I gotta meet her. And you saw Danielle Carter Walters in the red at the end. She was recording it with her phone. And that little man in the colorful outfit, I cannot remember his name. And somebody called them the N word. That is what she said. I had to edit it out because I don't know, they get a little funny about certain words. But evidently somebody on that council, one of Fuentes, Rodriguez, one of them said the N word. And they're not even citizens from what she said. I'm like, how the heck they become an alderman? Well, it is Chicago. It's Chicago. And then she brought up the fact of paid protesters and putting those illegals in apartment buildings. I'm telling you, when you want to know the truth, do not turn on the mainstream news. You got to go get some clips like this from city council meetings. You have to get some clips like this. This is where the story is. This is the story. This is the truth. Because I believe her. She is there in Chicago. She is living it. We're not talking about a news anchor behind the desk. This woman is living this. This is actual news. These are clips that I prefer because to me, they're telling the truth. This woman, I've done videos on that same woman from last year. Okay, fussing at Brandon Johnson. And these people are aldermen in Chicago and they're not even from this country. And then they have the audacity to call somebody the N-word. And then they want to look down and not look at somebody in their face when they're talking directly to them. Oh, I would be so mad. And then they wanted to raise property taxes too. They were raising the property taxes last year up to $300 million in Chicago, but they settled at $150 million. So they're paying extra taxes and illegals getting everything for free. How is this just? How is this right? That's like me, not feeding my children, making them wait and having people who I don't know come into my house with the door open, didn't even lock the door, come on in, eat all the food, and my children get the scraps. How is that fair? How is that fair? I got to take care of home first. That's just the truth. The Bible says you are worse than an unbeliever if you won't take care of the people in your own house. So I just feel bad for the people of Chicago and the fact that, and I looked up a little bit about that Michael Rodriguez. He is an alderman. And yeah, he's been working to keep the illegals there, of course, because it sounds like he won himself. He's been working to do that. Okay, the Mayor Johnson did not want the ICE agents there. He did an executive order for ICE-free zones. Then I'm looking at this Alderman Rodriguez. He's had some little shady little things coming up. All right, so here is this Michael, Rodriguez right here. You see it for 22nd Ward Alderman, and it, you just Google it and it comes up. He's the 22nd Ward, City of Chicago, decades of experience, community activist, nonprofit leader, youth mentor. As alderman of the 22nd Ward, he has fought for the working class residents of Chicago. Now, it does not sound like he's been fighting for the working class residents of Chicago. Of course, this website is only going to say good things about him. But when I looked at some other things, it came up that people were questioning how things were being done back in 2023. And supposedly this man is not from this country. What? How in the heck? Chicago needs to be gutted from corruption, gutted, and they let all they people come over here and run roughshod. Man, I'd be so mad. I don't blame Jessica Jackson. I'd be so mad. She said, we coming for them seats. We are coming for them seats. I looked this up on Fox 32. It says Chicago residents say prostitution and open air drug deals have become rampant along a 5-block stretch of Cicero Avenue near Midway Airport, forcing neighbors to clear away syringes and condoms daily. Now, this report is from late last month, just September of last month, like September 24th. It says videos shared with the Fox 32 show women soliciting in front of homes, luxury cars lining up to pick them up, and pimps overseeing operations, prompting residents to demand more police presence. Alderman Michael Rodriguez of the 22nd Ward and Savannah Tabarez, 23rd Ward, say they are working with police, the sheriff's office, and city agencies to increase enforcement, lighting, and cameras, but residents remain skeptical and want visible results. Wow, they're saying prostitution and everything is on full display. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. I'll put the link in the description for you guys, but there were some other things about Michael Rodriguez too, about how he was doing things in the office. They were allegedly not done correctly or lawfully. This was from 2023, and I showed you the picture of him. I'll try to leave all that in the description box below. But guys, I am on the side of Chicago Flips Red. I always like to dive in a little bit deeper and give you a little bit more background on people. Jessica Jackson has always been a voice. I gave you 2 recent encounters that she has had, and I know they hate to see her coming. They're like, Lord, have mercy, this woman again. At least they're having these meetings, but you know they're not going to get anything done. They're working for, these are Democrats. I've always told you guys, they are using people of color to make it seem like they're going to work for the minorities and the people, but when they get in those positions of power, they don't do anything. Look at Brandon Johnson and his low approval rating. It's a Democrat. I don't know how plainer I can make it. They get people that look like us to suppress us, to oppress us. That is just an old playbook that's been around for decades. But let me know what you think about this video and Jessica Jackson and what she said. And we're going to keep the Chicago Flips Red crew in our prayers. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please give me the thumbs up. Comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. You all be blessed, love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.